We are all about shopping local and supporting our Suncoast stores, especially when that means just one stop and you can see as many as 15 different vendors, all selling their unique art, oddities, and heirlooms. It's called the Blue Heirloom, and Heather Downey is a co-owner, and she's here today. Your store sounds fascinating. Tell us a little bit about what it's like. What can we expect when we visit you?
Absolutely. We're an eclectic multi-vendor store, and we feature a variety of vintage, antique, mid-century, oddities, art, and heirlooms, something for everybody.
I love the oddities part, because that just makes me want to check it out. Like, oh, what's odd?
It's true. It's so much more interesting. So what made you want to start some collaborative like this?
Well, my business partner and I, Thomas Alvis, have participated in other antique and vintage markets, and we decided it was time to scale up and have our own place. So here we are.
Well, we are glad that you did, and I think the Suncoast is a great place for it. So you brought just a sample of some of the vendors just so we can get a little bit of a taste. So let's start in front of Kathy. What do you have here?
That is a banjo clock, obviously. So that is a vintage tenor Dixieland jazz banjo. Wow. So Banjo Bob, Robert Bailey, one of our vendors at the Blue Heirloom, finds broken banjos with broken necks and broken faces that aren't playable anymore, and he gets them to make time again.
That makes me so happy that they have a life again after they play.
Yeah.
You know, and
what
I think
an
any
amazing
musician
gift,
can do
too, for somebody that's into that style of music.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
very
And there's even the little motorcycle in front of it, so it isn't just banjos, or is this another person?
That's just a collector piece that Banjo Bob also has. He has a lot of motorcycles, a lot of really cool kind of industrial type items. It's made out of old parts, car parts and pipes and things. I just thought it was fascinating.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. All right, so moving on, Kathy and I are loving these bookends with these little schnauzers.
They're so cute.
That's actually one of our newer vendors, part of the 15 plus vendors we have at the Blue Heirloom. Those are lucite, so a mid-century modern type lucite bookends. They look glass, but they're actually like a plastic material. Yeah.
They're really beautiful, and you can see that he's sitting in front of his little doghouse.
That's so cute.
Really cool stuff.
Great for gifting, because obviously I'm not going to
Yes.
find this everywhere, but for someone that would have that dog, you'd see it and be like, that is the best gift ever.
Yes.
And they won't open it and say, I've already got one of those.
No.
And everything has a great story. All right, speaking of, we love these chairs. Anything small, I think, is just cuter. But tell us about the chairs.
These are small Victorian chairs, so his and hers, so that's very nice. This is one of our vendors from Village Woodworking, Kim Alvis and Lee Pendleton, and they have an amazing booth with lots of larger architecture pieces like columns, sinks, and very unique from everything else that's in the store.
Really nice, and the details really cool. Although I would say at Suncoast View, this would be hers, and I would end up sitting here.
Yes.
Times have changed. All right, moving on in front of Linda. What do we have?
I've got a frog.
Yes, the metal frog musician. Now he was with two more, but somebody came in and broke up the band. So that's Yoko. No. So, and then we also have a green or blue insulator, which you see these around. So for electricity, they used to use these, but it's really cool how they repurpose the item. There's a candle in there, put it on a stand, and when it's lit, it's gorgeous.
Oh, I bet it
Because
is.
of the two layers of glass, so you get kind of different look coming through.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. All right, next to there, I love the pillow.
We're very proud of these items from Serendipity. That's one of our vendors that has 4 different artists. So these are all handmade. This is a rag pillow by Sherry Downey, who's also my mother. Hi, Mom. And then this enameled platter is made by Brenda Butler, who is also one of 4, like I said, vendors at the Serendipity booth. So that's all handmade original items with jewelry,
really beautiful.
knitting. It's from the Surface Design Guild. So local Sarasota artists who were at Fab Boutique have now joined us with their booth. So we have some original items.
Well, you're bringing back my childhood with that green bowl.
Oh, it's not Kathy's childhood. I've got one.
I
That's
love
her
this.
mixing bowl.
I think everyone my age at least, we grew up with
Absolutely.
these in our home. So tell us about this vendor.
So this is great. This is Weathered or Not. It's a couple from Sarasota, and they have, actually that's 3 bowls. So that's a
Yes,
full
it's a
complete
full
set
set.
in pristine
Linda, you could-
condition.
These
I
days
don't
you
think
can-
I have this one left. I need the
Yeah,
other.
you can only
See?
find
Come and
one
get them.
of
I
each.
will
Yeah,
be there.
and we have a more variety of all different types of Pyrex dishes. This is Pyrex, and the design is called Crazy Daisy, if you remember that from probably the 60s,
70s?
Oh my
Yeah, I think
gosh.
the avocado green kind of
It
gives
makes
away
me-
the 70s.
And it makes me think of mashed potatoes. I'm certain they
So it's not just things that people have created, but it's also, the vintage finds for the throwbacks?
Preservation. These things would end up in a landfill, so we want to recycle and repurpose. And they're also made, I mean, look at how old, and there's not a chip in those bowls.
Yes. Well, as Linda said, she still has one
Yeah.
that's used. I mean,
From the
that's
60s.
right.
I love them.
I love it. All right, well,
That's great.
speaking of the 60s,
Yes.
you've got the Beatles album in front of
Oh,
Steph.
yes.
Yes, so my partner and I, we also have our own items because we're collectors, obviously. So tons of record albums, vintage, mostly rock and roll, 60s, 70s. We have a turntable. We love real music. We also have musicians that play live music. Many of us will get together, and we're going to try to have music there at least once per month. And as we
great.
expand and grow the space, because we've been there about a month, we'll be able to have more space for things like, you know, coffee and sitting and enjoying music, or sipping and shopping, or even Sip and Create, where you can take classes and
That's great.
learn all about all different types of things, from music to artwork.
Because you have this wealth of knowledge and skills
Yes.
from all of your vendors that it's great that you'd be offering that. You also have food, I understand, and one of my favorite names of a bakery ever. Tell us about your baking company.
Bad Girls Baking. There's 4 of them. I had to mention them because they're bad and they really beat me up. No, great, amazing baked goods, and they're there Friday and Saturday. So come in and check out everything from Greek pastries to fresh baked bread.
Oh, all right. And speaking of checking out, you also have a great event that is coming up, which is a Halloween DIY. Tell us a little bit about
Yes,
it.
it's actually hosted by my neighbor in the same complex at 5650 Swift.
Okay.
Spoiled Dirty Rotten, which is a handmade soap company. So in front of her.
These names are
I
amazing.
know. It's worth it just to experience that.
Come check us out,
You
the whole
are
area.
invited to the Blue Heirlooms Halloween Handcrafters DIY Night Market. It is October 20th from 5 to 10 p.m. You can get more information, and you can also follow the Blue Heirloom on Facebook and Instagram. Just search the Blue Heirloom.